Hi VC, I hope you're well. I hope you all had a good Christmas day. If yours was anything like mine, you will have ate and drank too much and perhaps be feeling a little bit now, but there you go. I thought I'd make a quick video of records that have come out in the last 12 months. A few that you might not have seen before, I don't know, but you can hear what I'm listening to. This is an album called Side Effects. It's a covers album, it's on the Freedom Air label. Freedom Air tend to put out mainly 45s actually. It tends to be predominantly cover versions, so each 45 will have 2 tracks, each by different artists, and they tend to be covers of late 60s psych or late 60s, early 70s folk, that type of stuff. And this is the same principle, but this is a much grander project. This is 4 LPs, 8 tracks, to say, split over 4 LPs, so 8 sides of vinyl. Each record is coloured vinyl, a different coloured vinyl, and it's basically 8 different artists taking on 8 different tracks. So you can see the track list in there. You've got Echoes by Pink Floyd, Four Horsemen by Aphrodite's Child, covers of the tracks by the Byrds, Miles Davis. This is the 4th record and is a cover of I Feel Loved by Donna Summer. I say this is a really nice package. The label is worth checking out actually. Have a look at their website. Always putting out interesting stuff. Quite collectible as well. I mean, this is I think limited to 300 or 350 copies. It came out middle of the year. I played it a little bit actually, you know, but it's the final record, the Miles Davis and the Donna Summer cover, which are my favourite versions of the 8 of the 4 records. So, but yeah, nice stuff. This came out on record here. This is Ryan Adams' cover of the Taylor Swift album 1989. It came out on vinyl in the UK earlier this month. I love the premise of a covers album, just a straight covers album, you know. In the past we've had Camper Van Beethoven did Fleetwood Mac's Tusk, both the Flaming Lips even, and the Easy Star All Stars did Dark Side of the Moon. I must admit, I'm not the biggest Pink Floyd fan, so I actually prefer Dub Side of the Moon by the Easy Star All Stars. That's a great album. They also did what have they done? They did Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Dub Band. They did a cover of OK Computer by Radiohead. That was called Radio Dread. And they're all great versions, so I recommend all of those. But this is Ryan Adams. Ryan Adams, he's had a bit of a revival for me actually in the last 12-18 months. Say, during that period we've had this. We've had the Live at Carnegie Hall album, which I thought was fantastic, and his own self-titled album from late last year. So say last 18 months or so we had 3 records, and all of them have been great. It helps the fact that well, to be perfectly honest, I've only ever heard the singles of the Taylor Swift album. I've never heard the album in its entirety itself. I don't really think that I'm her demographic really, you know. I don't know. A 40-year-old fat hairy bloke isn't necessarily what she's aiming at, but perhaps Ryan Adams is, you know. So, but yeah, I like that. Very good. One of my favourite bands are Belle and Sebastian. This came out the early part of the year. Girls in Peacetime Wanna Dance. I saw them on this tour actually. They played at the Birmingham Symphony Hall. I love the sleeve to this record. It's a great image. See there. Belle and Sebastian, say, one of my favourite bands. They've made some perfect albums. You know, if you haven't heard Tiger Milk or The Boy with the Arab Strap, then please check them out. Check them out online. They're great records. I don't think you can go wrong with a band. I mean, this isn't their best album by any means. This is a track listing, I don't know. It isn't their best album by any means, but it's a good listen. This is the box set version, as you can see, split over 2 pieces of vinyl. It's got other posters and other bits in there as well, so but I definitely recommend that. One of my favourite albums of the year was the Pop Staples album. Now this contains material that was recorded shortly before he died. Basically, over the last 4 or 5 years, his daughter Mavis Staples has made 2 solo albums with Jeff Tweedy out of Wilco. Now, since she finished singing with us Staples Singers, her solo albums have been very hit and miss. I don't think she's always had a great voice, but I don't think that producers have really known what to do with that voice. You know, she made a couple of albums with Prince, Rykuda. She made a record with, all of which are good. But I think that Jeff Tweedy really did something different with it. He just got the right songs, the right production, the right musicians around her. Very much like, I suppose, Rick Rubin did with Johnny Cash. That sort of thing. Just found the right songs. Just knew what to do with Johnny's voice, and that's what Jeff Tweedy's done with Mavis Staples. So via Mavis Staples, Jeff Tweedy got hold of these tapes, and he's basically added extra musicians, extra music, extra musicianship, and it's lovely. It's a lovely produced album, great songs, and of course Pop Staples' voice. He had a wonderful voice, a very distinct voice, and his guitar playing was exactly the same as well. You can see, actually listening to this record, you can see where you can see the influence on somebody like Curtis Mayfield. Now, Curtis Mayfield's one of my favourite guitarists. You know, he's a beautiful guitarist. Well, he was a beautiful guitarist. But this is similar to that. You know, he's got that distinct style. Yeah, a lovely record, and I recommend it. Yeah, very good. Obviously, Wilco had an album out themselves this year as well, talking about Jeff Tweedy. Actually, this is frustrating. This is a great album, one of their best albums for a few years now. They're not my favourite band by any means, but you know, I've got a few of their records. I originally got into Wilco through Billy Bragg, actually, the Mermaid Avenue records that they did together, the Woody Guthrie stuff. But this album came out in the summer, but didn't come out on vinyl until I think towards the end of October. You know, so and I find that frustrating when a record's already out, but you're waiting around for the vinyl version of it. This is a great record. It's to the point. I think 10 tracks, no messing, in and out. Yeah, great, worth picking up. Red vinyl as well, nice. This record was introduced to me by a friend. It's a recommendation. It's a classical album, actually, modern classical. The artist is Audrey Riley. She's a cellist, and the first side of this record is just solo cello. The second side is the same piece of music on cello, but with additional guitar. My friend who recommended it to me actually said that the second side he thought reminded him of King Crimson. Not sure about that, but it's a beautiful album. Very chilled out. I've played it quite a bit over the last few months. Audrey Riley, she's obviously a classical musician, played with various orchestras, but she's also worked with artists like the Smiths, that sort of stuff. So quite an interesting career, but put out on her own label. So yeah, very good. Right, one more. This is an album that I got off Bandcamp, the Bandcamp site, a couple of weeks ago actually. The band's called the Comet is Coming, and the only way to describe this is punk jazz. You know, hopefully that sells it to many of you. You know, it certainly did me. I heard a review of this record on Stuart McConey's Freak Zone, on Six Music. We got a big thumbs up, and it's exactly that. It's punk jazz. You know, I think it's an EP, 5 tracks. I think it cost me about a tenner with postage. Well worth a listen. You know, it's got that driving, almost crack rock feel to it. You know, certainly the first track has, but with wailing horns over the top. Now, that's perfect for me. I love that. So yeah, the Comet is Coming. Recommend it. Give it a listen. Bandcamp. just quickly, I said before, my favourite album of the year is the New Order album. If that late 80s, early 90s Factory Records indie dance sound is what you like, classic New Order, pick it up. There's been loads of albums out this year which I like actually, but I'll keep that about 10 minutes. So yeah, if I don't speak to you before, Happy New Year. Cheers.